Yeah, we're back, big dog. That's how you know it is a big UFC week.
Let's go.
UFC 319's coming to Chicago, and it is a barn burner. And the good thing for us, because we do these around big pay-per-views, if you guys are watching this and listening, that's my boy Jesse, a.k.a. Jesse on Fire. We're here to break down all the Real Housewives of the UFC news going on. And we're fortunate because this week, with the big announcement, probably the biggest announcement a hot second for the UFC.
Maybe ever.
See, and let's discuss that, because is it bigger than the ESPN announcement? There's been a few like flagship milestones in the history of the UFC. This one's big. Don't get me wrong. This one's massive. So those of you that don't know, that are just casuals and you're not paying attention to the social media and just media in general, the UFC announced a 7-year deal with Paramount Plus and CBS for $7.7 billion a year.
For the broadcast rights.
Which is insane. And that's only in America. So you're not even talking about the money they're going to get internationally, which is massive. And when those deals are up, I think Paramount and CBS are going to try to snatch that up to be like the one-trick pony where they're the home base for the UFC, which is all good. So with the UFC announcing this Paramount deal, $7.7 billion, my show on Monday, Shop Show, and I didn't see your take. I'm sure you've done a take on the whole deal. I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
So I want it to be organic, so I want to know what your opinion is of it. My initial reaction is, holy shit, Dana's done it again. Kudos to Dana. Mm-hmm. It's insane. So overall, this is a awesome thing for the sport. If you're a combat sports fan, this couldn't turn out any better. It's fantastic. They're on major network TV with CBS. They're gonna get 4 a year, 4 big boys. And then if you're a fan too, you're not paying $80 a month on top of the ESPN Plus payment. So you're saving money. So it goes from being whatever it is, $80 plus your membership to ESPN Plus. Let's say $100 even for everything, to basically it's probably gonna be like $14.99.
Yeah. And
the CBS ones are free.
And you get all of the Paramount content with your payment if you were just a UFC guy.
Which Paramount's awesome.
It's the bomb.
You got Landman, you got Yellowstone, 1923, 1883.
You got Mobland. Let's go. You watch Mobland?
Oh, come on.
Mobland is the best mob show I've seen since Sopranos.
Dude, Guy Ritchie, come on.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, Tom Hardy, it's fantastic. So this is a home run across the board. So, and you sent me a link, or you sent me a screenshot, someone like, Schaub destroys UFC new Paramount deal. That couldn't be more wrong. And I know that that's for like the clicks. Trust me, I play the game too, so I get all that. And there's always gonna be this thing like me versus Dana, or I'm hating on Dana. Kudos to Dana. This thing's awesome. Like what he did he's the best promoter ever. Literally the best ever. I can only glaze these boys and suck them off so much. Like, this is great for everyone. But with my background, I just go, oh man, that's so cool. That's cool. What about the fighters? And that's all it is. I'm just going, what? Now, I don't get, listen, I get hate. I get more hate than anything when I bring up fighter pay. For whatever reason, it triggers people. I don't know if I'd get the same hate if I defended the WNBA, but for whatever reason, when I bring up fighter pay, it does something in people that they just hate it, which I don't understand. It's like, well, if you want the...
You're like, I was a fighter. Of course I think about fucking fighter pay.
Yeah, it's all I think about. Yeah, it's like the reason I left the UFC is because of fighter pay, the Reebok deal. Like, that's my thing. Yeah. And I don't want to keep harping on fighter pay, but when something like this comes up, I'm like, all right, now's probably a good time to bring it up.
It's also common sense, like I was telling you beforehand, like the take that you had about why fighter pay is going to be, or like that anybody who has high hopes for this impacting fighter pay in a positive way is out of their mind. It was my exact take, like literally my exact take. Cause it's like current state, or, like for the rest of 2025, they still are, supposed to try to maximize pay-per-view buys. And they do that with stars, and they're being held accountable to the number of buys that they sell. They have no quota anymore. Like there's no buying. Like there's no pay-per-view buys. They deliver a product. Their deliverable is going to be a certain number of championship fights. they'll deliver that.
Doesn't matter who
gives a shit whether or not it sells, because there's no one who's holding them accountable to a certain number of buys. The numbers are going to be bananas no matter what, because if you have a Paramount membership, why would you not watch it? And the numbers are going to look so fucking good because all the people who have been stealing it for the last however many years are going to be watching it on Paramount. So it's going to look like they're going to be like, this is the biggest jump in viewership in the history of the world. It's like, well, you took all the people who are streaming it for free and now you put them onto Paramount. The numbers are going to look absolutely insane, but they don't need, like, what leverage do you have if you are one of the fighters to try to negotiate? You have no leverage at all.
All that's gone. And again, it's great for the fan base. I think it's actually good for the sport and the health of the sport in the long run, because it was a dying model. Like, I think we've reached capacity here in America, but now that it's available to everyone, it's actually going to grow that. And I think to that point too, the pay-per-view model is kind of old. I never thought the UFC would give up the pay-per-view model. Like when they were talking about like the rumblings of signing with Netflix, but you know, they're going to keep their pay-per-view. I was told by someone pretty close with the UFC, like that was the original plan. And then Netflix goes, we want all the fights, but we don't want the Apex stuff. And I
heard that too.
Yeah. So UFC was like, okay, that's not going to work, you know, because we're going to do shows at the Apex, which they expand the Apex to 5,000 to 10,000, which is awesome, which is exactly what they should be doing.
Wait, again, when is that going to be done? Because I was at Apex 2 months ago. To expand it to 5,000 to 10,000, you need to increase it by 4,990.
Yes.
But you know what I mean?
Which is their plan to
do. There's like 40, 50 people that fit in there now.
Which, you know, the UFC clearly has money they're going to build out.
Yeah.
Again, all this is positive. All this is positive. But when I hear this stuff of like, no pay-per-view. So just for you don't know the way the business model works, if I'm Jon Jones, let's use Jon Jones because he's been on so many pay-per-views, and I'm negotiating with the UFC. His manager's doing it. Jon's usually not doing it. Or I'm Conor McGregor, talking about big boy pay-per-views. They can go in negotiation, go to the UFC, go, look at this number.
Yeah.
This is what eyeballs I bring, minimum pay-wise. And so let's say it's $40 million in pay-per-view sales and merch and advertising. So I know I'm worth this.
Here's your baseline.
Yeah.
Here's what I do.
I'm not asking for the gate and all that stuff, but I know I'm worth around this. All that's gone. Now,
yes,
this only affects about 1% of the UFC. That's all it does. So when I'm talking to you guys about fighter pay, it really only affects, let's call it even about 1% of the UFC.
Yeah.
For the majority of fighters, they're going to make more money.
Yes.
Everyone's going to make more money. But, and there's no complaint, it's just something to bring up and talk about, is with that pay-per-view model being gone, there's no more life-changing money. Meaning Conor made fuck you money.
Yeah.
Conor made life-changing money where they made sure that never happened again.
Yeah.
They're like, that guy has too much power.
Yeah.
Jon Jones made life-changing money. There's certain guys that made life-changing money. So that's gone. So it's only affecting 1%. On the other side of that, why this is great is I can guarantee the UFC is going to raise fighter pay. Guarantee it.
For sure.
They're going to do it. So
a little bit.
They're going to do it.
Yeah.
So let's say they double everything. They give them, so if they were to double it, it's like bring up that what John Nash put out. This is brilliant.
Shit, if they double everyone's contracts,
they're going to double. So it says new deal. This is John S. Nash, who I love, and his at Hey Not the Face. So it says new deal adds on average $600 million a year. They're going to raise the bonus to $75K. That adds $4.3 million total fighter pay. Mm-hmm. Then make the minimum of 14 and 14 adds $10 million more across the board. So right now, I think it's 7 and 7 for guys coming off the Contender Series and shit like that, which makes sense, and we can get into that. But so the minimum is 14 and 14. You redo pay-per-view contracts to replace the pay-per-view and increase guarantees for the top 20 is $60 million. So it's still good. Then you raise total fighter pay by 33%, but the share of revenue falls from 16 to 15%. So this makes sense. So right now across the board, compared to other leagues, and the UFC is not the NFL, not the MLB. So to say it should be 50-50, just that's not the fight business. If they double their pay, they're still only giving up 15% of revenue. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you see an increase, which they're going to double their salary, which is good. So again, the 99% are going to double their salaries, which is awesome. So when I talk about this pay-per-view model and all that shit, that's really only affects about 1%. But they're the 1% of the movers and shakers.
If they double everybody's contracts, dude, Dana's gonna have for all, even like, because lots of guys, like guys who have a name but are not guys who have leverage to negotiate, and they're making 180. You tell those motherfuckers are making 360 starting next fight, you're going to have a line of people at Dana's office to fucking suck him off, dude. They'll be so stoked. If that's what's
going to happen.
That's what happens.
They kind of have to, because let's say, so the UFC signs this $1.1 billion a year deal, right? And they're getting it for 7 years. And let's say the UFC did nothing. They're like, nope, we're taking it all. Then you're going to start an issue. Then the rumblings and the antitrust lawsuits, they're aware. They just paid one out. Trust me, I got my money. Yeah. They just paid one out. They're aware of this.
Oh, you got your money from that?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're aware of this. So they know that they're very aware of like the way this looks, the Alley Act that they're trying to get going, all that stuff. So they know they're gonna have to increase. And also, it's even if they double it, it's only 15% of revenue.
See, that's what I'm saying is like,
and here's the argument. People are gonna go, well, the MLB's 50-50, the NBA's 50, whatever, NFL's 50-50. This is combat sport.
You got to open the books to know where the money's being spent, to know whether or not whether the percentage is even it's not a 1-to-1. I mean, you already know
it's not 1-to-1, but the argument to that is, remember, this is only the TV right deal. Yeah. Do you know how much the UFC makes in endorsements? You ever looked at the Octagon? It looks like a NASCAR. Uh-huh. You know how much they make at the gate?
Yeah.
You know how much they make international TV? So they could, I assume they can afford 50-50. I have a problem paying my own fucking bills. I have no idea what their housekeeping's like. I don't know the finances.
They have a lot of shit.
They have a lot of shit. Yeah. So my thing with the UFC is the whole, and this is where they fucked up. Like, well, we want the same as MLB, NBA. You're not the MLB. You're not the NBA. UFC has been the only combat sports organization in the history of fighting to have profit.
Yes.
Over all this time, not only profit, but insane profit.
Yeah.
So I don't think, and it's just what it is. It's the fight business, it's a dirty business. 50-50 is not realistic. Other organizations have tried that, they go out of business. So I think the UFC, keep doing what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. What they're doing is fucking working. I don't want it to go away. You don't want it to go away.
No.
The fighters don't want it to go away. They're the only show in town. There's no other show. So this can tough pill to swallow for myself, being a former fighter. 15%, that doubles everyone's pay. I'm all right with it. And if the 1% isn't making whatever it is, $30-40 million a year, and they're making 20, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't like across the board. This isn't a bad thing.
No. But
it's a fantastic thing.
If Dana just with a swipe of a pen doubles everybody's contract,
he's going to.
That is going to be shit. The conversation of fighter pay is over as far as I'm concerned. You double it like that. I mean,
this would be my argument to the fight. So let's say Dana tomorrow announces, "Hey, we're doubling everybody's pay." Everyone's like, "Yay, hurrah!" If the fighters just had legit managers, because the difference too in mixed martial arts, especially in the UFC, the managers, the agents compared to NFL, NBA, to be a agent in the NFL, you have to pass the bar. You have to be like a legit, credible attorney, know what you're doing. You could be the manager to fucking Jon Jones or Ilia Topuria right now, and there's no issues. Yeah. That's an issue.
And they're a little friendly with the UFC for my level of comfort.
Boom. Yeah. That's my point.
Yeah.
There's not, and listen, there's some good managers out there. All I'm saying is the UFC's not the NFL, not the NBA. Those managers are terrified of Dana White and the UFC brass. When I say there's no negotiation, there's no negotiation. No, UFC goes, very cool. You're taking this, open up.
Yeah.
That's how this goes.
No, yeah.
If it was 2025 and I was 25 years old, I would have a manager just for endorsements. For the contract wise, you're not getting 10%. For what? You did nothing.
Literally.
Especially now that there's no pay-per-view model. What the fuck do I need you for?
Yeah.
Just give me endorsements, and that's the other thing. So not only do they get double their pay, but now the exposure being on CBS, being on Paramount Plus, the exposure, we can now use that. And this is what managers are for if they're good. They should use hey, we know that 10 million views. Use that exposure now to get those endorsement deals. Because the contracts, no one's negotiating with the UFC. It doesn't work that way. So your manager should be doing all the endorsements and using that exposure, and that's where they're going to make even more money.
Yeah.
This is a home run. Couldn't be better. The pay-per-view model was dying. The UFC in America was dying. It's just numbers were down. There's a reason why the UFC went, oh, fuck, we got to leave the pay-per-view. Because they were losing their ass. Losing their ass as far as, because they got to pay guys out. Now, I think people know this. ESPN to host, remember it was still a pay-per-view on ESPN. ESPN had to pay a minimum, I think it was like $30 million every pay-per-view, no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether it sold 2 pay-per-views or $2 million.
I think the break-even was like 225,000 buys.
And here's the thing, a lot of those didn't do that.
Yeah.
But the UFC still got paid, but they're still getting their $30 million from ESPN for hosting it on their network.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and the whole thing is like I was saying, it's like in a sales job, the absolute dream scenario is you get to do the job and you have absolutely no numbers that you are accountable for. And they had a quota with ESPN. They have no quota now. Dude, listen, honestly, if you're right and they end up doubling fighter pay, then I completely retract.
They will.
Then that would be amazing.
They will.
That would be amazing.
Because here's the thing. They're going to do it, and it's still only 15% of revenue.
Yeah.
It ain't shit.
They can't.
Why would if they don't?
That's fucked up.
If they don't, oh my God, fighters, managers, fucking say something.
Do something.
But they might keep eating cock.
They might not, dude.
Which is so wild because now's the time. Dana's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He did this deal, and do you know about the whole how Trump helped with this? Do you know any of this stuff?
How Trump helped with this deal? So I know about the Late Show thing and the CBS merger and all that stuff.
There you go. So CBS and I forget the guy who runs Paramount Plus now and all that. So Paramount Plus and CBS that's one that's under the CBS banner.
Yeah.
Trump was suing CBS, right? And actually won. And then this gentleman that they brought him to the UFC fights when Trump was there. And apparently they negotiated. It was kind of you scratch my back, I scratch yours. If that makes sense. Being like, all right, CBS, you have this huge liability. Trump can come after you and all this shit. And then UFC needs a home. Let's figure this out. And apparently Trump did most of the negotiation. That's the word.
Dude.
That's the word.
Hey, he's like, Dana, those two, I mean, you want to talk about a symbiotic relationship right there. Those two guys have been helping each other out for a very long time. It's unbelievable, dude. Dana's on the board of Meta now. Like these guys, like if someone would have told me that 5 years ago, they're all, hey, Facebook, once we're in 2025, they're going to stop banning everybody. They're going to let everybody say what they're going to do. And as a matter of fact, Mark Zuckerberg's going to be a blue belt. He's going to be hanging out with all the UFC guys, and Dana's going to be on the board of Meta. I'd be like, fuck you, dude.
It's wild. And to my point, back to this is where if you're a fighter, you're a manager, now that they're with CBS, you can shake those trees and scare those guys.
Right now.
This David Ellison ain't Dana. Dana White's a savage.
Yeah.
He is he's a promoter through and through. He's the best to ever do it. You're not getting a fucking inch out of him. I don't give a fuck about fighter pay, none of that stuff. You're not going to scare him.
He doesn't care about negative press.
None of that. He does not care about the public eye. None of that. Trust me, he does not. He ain't running the show, buddy. He's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He's doing these business deals with the help of Dana, all that shit, or to help with Trump. But if you're going to scare them, Paramount, CBS does not want this whole fighter pay narrative, that's the last thing. You can scare the networks. We've clearly seen that. You look at Colbert, you look at how woke they did and all these bullshit. You can scare them. Social media can scare them.
Yeah.
So if they don't double their pay, which I think they will, I bet Dana does because he's like, yeah, I'm good. I get paid. They're going to do it. But if they don't, manager and fighters, now's the time to shake the trees because you're dealing with corporations.
But again, like who's going to, the players in the game, who's going to lead a group of fighters to start making noise loud about fighter pay? I just think, like, I agree with you 100%. Strategically, you're definitely correct. But
I'll tell you who Conor, if they don't fight him at the White House.
Dude, Conor, I don't know.
Conor's a wild boy.
I don't know if he's got juice for that anymore, dude. Like Conor has savaged his own.
It's been bad.
Yeah,
it's been bad.
Like I'm talking like guys who represent multiple people who has like professional agents who represent.
Oh, there'll be no
guys.
agents because it's career suicide.
Exactly.
If it doesn't work out, you're screwed.
Even if it does, they'll start.
If it does, you're still gonna be kind of screwed. But if it doesn't, you got to find it. You're gonna start selling real estate.
Yeah.
You're gonna get. You're gonna have to start selling real estate.
Yeah. I mean, I've always heard like these guys that represent the vast block of fighters. A couple of guys whose names I wouldn't say, but I'm like, they work for the UFC as far as I understand it.
Correct.
They are literally
in the pocket.
100%
in the pocket.
And I'm not talking about names that people generally know. You know what I mean?
Like massive names. Massive.
Yeah. But they represent like
a list.
60, 70, 80, 100 guys.
Yes.
I heard a story about that, about them one time, where someone made an accusation at one of those agents, and how the UFC went behind and they literally just like into it, and we were like, what do they care about this agent's reputation who's getting run through the mud? Why would they care about that? And I remember seeing that, and I'm like, oh,
it's all one big shit show.
Yeah. That's how they kept fighter pay where it's at as long as they did. That's why I'm skeptical that they just double it, because they will
double it. Yeah, because and
just with one sweep of the pen, just everybody double
in 2026.
Yeah, if they're going to do that, they literally cannot say it in 2025 because no one will fight in 2025.
Correct. No, you'd be like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
I have to fight
in January.
This monster for half the pay. But I think if what would really be game changing, which again, I don't think they'll do it, and this is a slippery slope, but I really think they should stop with the win bonus. I think it should be a flat fee.
Well, he already said he's increasing the bonus.
He's increasing the performance bonus at $75K. I'm saying,
you're saying
if fighter A's pays $300 to show, $300 to win,
it should just be $600. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah,
that's
totally
what they should do.
It's such a sneaky way that they've forever, because what professional fighters okay, 200, okay, cool, well, I'll get 200. It's like everybody thinks they're going to win.
Yeah, but that was the old school way of thinking, like, well, no, we're going to give them half their pay because then they really come out and show the fight. It's like, no, dude. Now at this level now in the game,
they're fighting as hard as they
can.
Just
pay them their fucking money.
Pay them the money.
Pay them the money.
Yeah.
And they're making enough changes where now's the time to do it. Now, would you say them signing with Paramount, CBS, is bigger than ESPN? Because remember, and here's the argument, especially ESPN at the time, you're talking about 6 years ago, before they went all woke and doing full. There's a show on there, Dominic Foxworth's show is the worst show you've ever seen. They literally zoom in. He's in like his pajamas breaking down football. The production's so half-assed. That's on at like 10 a.m.
I don't even, dude. I'm canceling ESPN Plus the day that they go to Paramount.
Suck my dick.
Yeah.
So ESPN now, it's changing a different thing now, right? You're getting like top 10 plays and the top 5 are WNBA or girl softball. You're like, hold on, that girl catching a pop fly was more impressive than that spinning back kick in the UFC. Okay, that's the world we're living in, but that's ESPN. So now they're a little diminished, but you got to remember when UFC signed with ESPN. It was a huge deal, fucking deal,
huge deal,
and they were covering the UFC. It'd be at the ticker, it'd be breaking news. Like as a kid growing up at ESPN, it breaks my heart what they've turned into. But as a kid growing up with
Sports
ESPN,
Center,
oh buddy,
like
being on Sports Center and highlighting the main events, it was a big deal. And I think it really cemented the UFC to like a legit sport. Now I think Dana's doing the perfect thing, and he knows ESPN's a fucking woke machine, and he's like, all right, we're jumping this ship. And now we're going to where it's available to everyone. So I think 6 years ago, if you look back on it, that ESPN deal was such a big deal. It was so big at the time. This is big. This is big. But just to legitimize the sport, that ESPN deal, I think is bigger.
I agree. And Dana's like, with my first action at ESPN, get Ariel the fuck out of here. That's so cold, dude. That's so cold that he did that.
Dirty, man.
That's fucked, man.
It was dirty.
And Ariel is like, I worked my whole life to get here, and Dana's like,
he's
out.
Like, very cool. I'm here now. Yeah. Get the fuck out.
That shit was cold.
That's how I knew. Like especially at the time, me and Dana are cool now. But at the time, we hated each other. But that made me feel good because Showtime hired me because this is how it worked. So there's the UFC side, which I worked for, and then there was the Showtime side. And Espinoza and Dana fucking hate each other. So the way they
That's the dude that Conor called a little rat?
Steven Espinoza, I think.
Like the guy who turned off his mic and he called him a rat?
Yeah. Conor hated him. Yeah. It was great though, because again, I was working for Showtime, but representing the UFC. So it was this weird thing. So then I guess Dana's thing was, and it was me and Ariel at the time. It was like me, Ariel. Ariel just got off a plane. He was just dejected because he found out Dana was like, get the fuck out of here.
So fucked up.
The Showtime was like, hold on, you said we can pick our team. He goes, yeah, you can. You can't have Schaub and Ariel. Like, they're literally the two people I hate most. And they're like, all right, pick one. And he was like, I'll take Schaub. And I was like, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. He hated.
And he really hates Ariel.
That's when I was like, okay, there's still hope. We can mend fences, dude. And then we were at a 3-on-3, that 3-on-3 basketball league, and we were both courtside. And I went up to him, I was like, dude, I know what you did. Thank you. And he's like, yeah. He's like, don't mention it. It was still like, fuck you. But
how did that even start? How did your beef with Dana start? Yeah, that's the exact guy, Espinoza.
Yeah, and I love Espinoza. He's awesome, brilliant dude. He was the lawyer for Oscar De La Hoya when he was in his height of his career. Like, he's brilliant.
Yeah,
him and Dana are both brilliant, but you can only have so much ego in a room. That's how that. But he's awesome. I love both of him and Dana. I like both of them. So I was like, oh, this is awkward. The beef with me and Dana. When I was in the UFC, like my last year, because that's when they did the Reebok deal, and then remember. Now Volkanovski has a great podcast, Mighty Mouse, everyone, right? Kelvin Gastelum, Henry Cejudo, everyone, their mom has a podcast. At the time, I was the only active professional fighter in the world who had a podcast, and it was pretty big. And so when the UFC did the Reebok deal, I was making noise. And I was also one of the hosts of UFC Now, which was on the UFC Net Fight Pass. And I would go on there and complain. I'd bring it up at whatever moment I could. Like, we were breaking down knockouts or something. And I'd be like, that's cool. He's getting half his pay. And I'd just go on this rant about Reebok and all that shit. And then they're like, dude, you're fired. I was like, all right, cool. And then I went on Fox and brought it up there and just started doing it. And then Dana even called me. He was like, hey, dude. And again, Dana's never talked shit really to my face after the Volkanovski, after the Andrei Arlovski fight. We got into it, but when I went on there, I was like, I'm making this, and this. So the Reebok deal fucks me over this, and this, and I was giving numbers. Dana called me, and I didn't have his number, so it was a random number. I answered. My brother was in the car. We were driving down the 405. He's like, Schaub, it's Dana. I'm like, what's up, dude? He goes, dude, I see all this shit you're talking. You know the IRS is going to come for you. And I was like, what? He's like, if you're bullshitting on these numbers, they're going to come for you. I was like, oh, buddy, I'm not some dumbass from the streets. Like, I know how the IRS works. I pay my taxes. Yeah. Bring it. And he just went click, hung up the phone. Because he thought I was going to be like, oh, man, but I was like, what? Yeah, bitch, I know how it works. Who are you talking to?
Why did he go that angle?
I got a college degree, bud. Hey, I come from a good family. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I know how it works.
And knowing, and your personality, if he would have just asked you nicely to not talk numbers, you probably wouldn't have.
I would have done it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would just be like, dude, look, if you want to, I understand. We're on the other side of any financial transactions that happen between the two of us, but I would appreciate it if you didn't put numbers out there because
you got it. Yeah. Wait, you got it. My bad.
100%.
Noted. Yeah, that's all it takes.
Yeah,
that's all. You know me, like that. Yeah. Cool. I get it, man.
In 1 second. Yeah.
And then, but at the time too, you gotta remember, I'm full of piss and vinegar, and I was just spewing hot fire, and then I needed that at the time. I needed that jet fuel. So Dana did me a favor. Now I'm out of it, right? And I got kids, and my life have moved on. I look at it and I go, oh, dude. Same thing he's doing with this Paramount deal. Dana doesn't sit down and go, oh, how's this going to affect Brendan Schaub? What am I going to do? No. Oh, poor Brendan. No, he's a businessman. So he's going, what's the best for the UFC to increase the profit share to my shareholders? This Paramount deal. He's not going, oh man, now Conor and Jon Jones and Topir is not going to make life-changing money. Then he's making decisions what's best for his business.
And he now
there's no animosity.
Pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, there's no so I get it, big dog. I'll my bat, but you gotta remember at the time I'm young, full of piss and vinegar. That's what it took. Yeah. So I get it. It's all good.
20-year-olds are not capable, people in their 20s are not capable of, deep introspective thinking about other side people's incentive structures. Dude, by the way, speaking of the shareholders, So right when they went public, immediately I bought TKO. It's up 117% since I bought it. I fucking love Dana, dude.
Yeah. How could you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. How could you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's crushing it, dude.
I almost made a huge buy. I almost made like a fucking match my 401k buy in TKO because I was that fucking I was like, this is gonna work for sure. My people that I talked to, they're like, dude, you never know. And the only reason I didn't do it is because the class action lawsuit was hanging over the thing.
Oh, you're worried about that?
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna. It was still a big buy compared to what I normally do.
I would have told him like, dude, this ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, you never want to bet. You don't want to bet against Dana. Like,
No,
I
know.
hate the slap fight league. I think it's so dumb.
Yeah.
And I've heard it's great in person. Like, I talked to Theo about it. He's like, man, you got to come. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. He's like, I'm telling you, I was making fun of it too. You come in person, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So I like, even when Dana's like, slap fight's gonna go, like, probably is. He's just that guy.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. We've glazed him enough, but this whole thing's massive. It's a win-win for the fans, for the majority of the fighters, for Dana. Like this, it's awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
And it's exactly what we needed.
It's crazy that now it's crazy no more pay-per-views. Now, I realize most people steal them, but I don't. I never do.
I never have. Not once.
I did one time when I was overseas and I couldn't buy it. And so I was in another country. And so it was a technical infrastructure issue. And so I watched it through I feel like I get a pass.
You get a pass there.
Yeah.
You get a pass. Yeah.
That was actually a UFC on CBS event. So I actually didn't steal it anyway. It was whenever Holloway fought on CBS, I went to a stream set for that or whatever.
So you're good. Yeah. I think with the pay-per-view model, it's just so outdated. And then also, I just think it goes to show that the numbers are trickling down. Now, the argument would be, the UFC doesn't have stars in yet. That's a big component of it. I think the biggest component is they can't stop the piracy. They don't know
exactly.
how.
No, they can't.
Kids are too smart.
That's exactly
the VPNs, all that shit. They know how to get around it. It just shows you we have no clue what to do with that. So the UFC's like, we can't stop them.
It is
so the only way to stop it is by not doing it.
It's pay-per-view, like this is like a direct mirror of Napster to CDs to now, you pay $10 a month for fucking Apple Music.
And good for the UFC and whoever did this deal being like, we got to get rid of pay-per-view. We cannot stop the illegal streaming. We can't. We've tried. Remember when Dana was like, we're coming for you, motherfucker. It's illegal. Remember that? No, that's not real.
Yeah.
Like, that never happened.
He
was trying to scare people, but those young kids were like, good luck catching me, dude.
Exactly.
My VPN shows me I'm in Russia.
Yeah.
I'm in fucking Marina Del Rey.
I got a computer here that says here to here to here to here. Like, I'm in 12 places at once.
They can't track it. They can't. So I think good on the UFC for not being like, no, we'll show them. They're like, we're not going to win this battle.
Yeah.
We're just going to not do pay-per-views. Now, these same kids are going to illegally stream it when it's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
But there would be no reason to do it on CBS. Like, dude, you can't just tune in CBS. So you're still going to have some of it because they're like, I'm not even paying $12. I can get it for free. So still be some of it, but it doesn't matter. Now you have the masses.
And also, Paramount Plus is such a sick fucking platform anyway that like most people are going to just pay for it.
The general consumer is going to pay for it because of the other content. The argument would be is leaving ESPN. Those are straight sports fans. Those are hardcore sports fans, right? That watch that and get ESPN Plus, even more hardcore fan. Is the Paramount Plus fan base sports fans?
No. But that's why they're buying. That's why they're buying.
Trying to
UFC.
get people over there. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, basically, what Dana did here, and I just made this connection right now, is like what Jimmy Iovine did in the music business. It's like Dana couldn't beat the Pirates, so he did this. Jimmy Iovine knew that they were not going to be able to beat the streamers, so he built Beats headphones. Then they build the streaming service for Beats, and they sold it to Apple for fucking $5 billion, and now that's Apple Music.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, no, all the moves he's not missing, dude. Let's take a little break from me and my boy Jesse, breaking down all the latest with the UFC, Real Housewives of MMA, because it's going down. This is the last month to enter to win the Ultimate Dad Rid. It's a TRX 2024 last call edition with over $50,000 in mods, and the winner gets $10,000 cash. Super easy to enter. Go to dryfastallgas.com. Anything you purchase automatically enters you to win this badass one-of-one TRX. This thing has over 800 horsepower, fully custom, one of one. People say one of one. This thing's actually one of one. King shocks all over the place. You got Kibby Tech mid-travel all over the place. You got Fiberworks carbon fiber, wide body, front fenders, rear fenders. It's sitting on 20-inch freaking matte gold lock off-road wheels. You got 38-inch Toyo open country tires, which are the absolute best. Real truck accessories all over that thing. You got Chris Bailey tuned this bad boy. We're doing a very limited few days only. You get 50 extra entries when you buy one of the limited edition shirts. The giveaway ends at the end of the freaking month. This is your last chance to win. We got new merch dropping. It ends this month. Go to drivefastallgas.com. Get automatically entered to win. It's drivefastallgas.com. Ending this August. Get you some. Enter now. drivefastallgas.com. Good luck. Let's get back to the program. In other news, your boy Francis Ngannou.
I can't wait to talk about this, dude.
Yeah, this is the one he sent me.
Yeah.
Your boy Francis Ngannou, who left the UFC, fought Tyson Fury, fought Anthony Joshua, made all the money in the world, had a deal with PFL to be the face of PFL. He's fought once there, even though they're still paying him. And then his whole thing was like, I want to change the game, and I want to have kids in Africa have the same opportunity I had, so they don't have to leave. I want them to fight in Africa. So PFL goes, say less. We're going to start doing fights in Africa and use local talent. And he's like, this is perfect. I'm going to be the face of it. They do a show in Africa. It sells out. And Francis is nowhere to be found.
He no-showed two things in for UFC. I'm sorry, PFL Africa, and he's not just the face. He's the chairman of PFL Africa. Like, they made him the chairman of the entire thing. Like, the deal that he got compared to where PFL was from a business perspective is unbelievable. Like, and just to put, okay, so since Francis left UFC, he made $10 million for Tyson Fury, $20 million for the Anthony Joshua fight. He made $20 million for his PFL. Well, he's going to get 20 total. It was 10 and 10 for his 2 guaranteed fights. He got 4 up front, and then he got 8 for the fight that he has. He still has 8 more to make with 1 more fight for PFL, and he becomes the chairman of PFL Africa. He also got them to write into his contract that he was guaranteed that his opponent would also make $2 million. So that Ferreira guy got paid $2 million to get worked for 3 minutes.
Yes,
you know,
starched. Yeah.
And so, like, if you look at the deal objectively, like, Francis has made a fortune. I don't even know what that total was. $50 million.
And probably more than that, because those reported numbers for Fury and for Joshua are underestimated.
I know what he made for those for sure.
Yeah.
Like, those I know for sure.
It's 10 and 20?
Yeah, you know how I know.
Yeah.
Like, I know what he made.
Yeah.
But it was 10 and 20, yeah. And then, but the bottom line is, like, these guys went so out on a limb for him. Like, they bet the entire company on him, dude. Like, PFL's paying him $20 million for 2 fights.
Do you think they've seen any of that money
They've
back?
seen nothing back. And you have to know that.
No one watched that pay-per-view.
No one watched.
Because, unfortunately, PFL's issue is there's no one for Francis to fight.
Yeah.
And this is, again, coming from a fighter like, oh, ain't that rich. You can see why Dana doesn't pay these guys 50-50. Name one fighter, name one in the history of the UFC that got paid what they're worth, as they like to say, and it turned out for the better for the actual UFC.
Oh, no.
Conor?
Never fights.
Never fights.
Nate Diaz.
Never fights.
Never fights.
Francis?
Never.
A disaster.
Deserted them.
So if you're a business owner, you're Dana or you're homeboy from PFL or Bellator, wherever, Ryzen, One Championship, you're like, dude, history shows when we give these fighters money,
they never show up again.
Give them to fight.
The only guy who got fuck you money ever, and it didn't affect how he showed up, is Poirier. He's a fucking stud. He got 10 for the Conor, the one where Conor broke his leg or whatever. And you know what's crazy is I had assumed that if you're headlining a show against Conor McGregor that you're going to get fuck you money. I met Theo for the first time. We were at Kid Rock's place. I was there with like a bunch of Navy SEALs, and then they showed up. And Theo was at Kid Rock's, and I didn't realize he's best friends with Dustin Poirier. So I started talking about UFC like I'm the fucking expert in the room on the. And he's like, actually, Dustin, he's like telling me about his contract, and I was like, no. He's like, yeah, I'm like really good friends with Dustin. I'm like, you are?
Yeah.
And then he told me, he's like, Dustin's contract for that first one that was in January 2021. had an incentive structure that if he won by stoppage, he got this enormous contract for the rematch, and he knocked out Conor, and so he got it for the next one. So he really did get all that fuck you money the time Conor broke his broke his leg, and he just kept fighting, dude. Like he's like the one guy who ever got a huge payday like that just kept on fighting,
doing
dude.
it. Yeah,
he's a stud, dude.
Yeah, the best. It's never worked out for the UFC. Like, and then I've heard matchmakers say too to me personally, go, here's the thing: when these guys get these big contracts, and then we're like, hey, we need you to fight, insert awful matchup, like tough matchup. They go, no,
I'm good.
But when they're hungry and like, hey, here's this match, but fuck yeah, give it to me.
Yeah. Khabib even retired. I forgot about that. Khabib even retired.
Yeah, dude.
32.
Yeah.
He's
so the UFC, their whole incentive is to not pay them so much. Now, granted, this deal, they're going to have to pay more, but not to pay them so much where they're just comfortable, because then they're like, then we can't get the matchups that the fans want and that we want, because they just turn them down. Because like, I got paid once, I made enough money, I'm good this year. It's like, no, we need you to fight 3 times. And I'm going, no, we're good.
They are double incentivized to not pay fighters a lot. Like, just purely from a business perspective, you always want to pay guys the minimum to keep them happy and performing their job.
Well, I'm hungry.
But if they pay them too much, they literally lose them as an employee. It's like, so when people bitch about fighter pay, it's like, that's why if they really do double fighter pay for like regular guys, that's the real win. Because you can't expect UFC to want to make guys rich when making guys rich has been the end of their career. And
again, it's not like they're making fuck you money if they double their pay. It goes from 7-7 to 14-14. Now people are like, dude, 14-14 is so cheap. It's not worth it. No, that's exactly what they should be earning, because the UFC is hoping you become a star. It's really fucking tough. So they're saying start off 14-14, prove your worth, and then we'll give you good money.
Yeah.
But not fuck you money.
60-60 in your next.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it's smart what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. Like if you look at disclose, I know disclosed is different, but generally speaking, for the guys who are making 30-30, 50-50, that's probably exactly what they make. The disclosed, there's no side letters and all that stuff.
No.
So like you think about guys like, what do you think D-Rod makes? Perfect example of like what do you? I don't know. I haven't looked.
He's
it up.
getting exactly what's on his contract.
Yeah, but I mean, but what is it? Chin, look up
for a while. I bet D-Rod's making 120, 120.
That's what he'd be worth, I would say. Or like, because like he's like the guy that I would think of, like he's got a name, he's done what he needs to do for the UFC. He's not a superstar.
Yeah,
he puts on good shows. Like what's like? Okay, so Kevin Holland 500, D-Rod take home around 200. Okay, so he won, so I don't whatever. But yeah, you're probably about right.
He's right there.
Yeah, and so Kevin Holland is at 250 most likely.
He's in the UFC, fights. He's really active.
But he fights all the time. Mm-hmm. You got to figure so many of these guys that are in around that range that don't do what Kevin Holland is doing at the end of their career. You got to be like, what the fuck were you doing?
It's tough.
Why didn't you fight more?
Yeah.
You weren't going to be a podcaster. You know that's not your skill set.
Yeah.
Should have been fighting fucking 5 times a year like Kevin Holland.
Yep.
And saving your dough.
But back to Francis, and who made more money than God. So I think Dana said this. He said this a long time ago. Now it's getting brought up. Dana goes, he's just a bad guy.
And I think that this validates that.
Do you?
I do, dude.
Is he a bad guy, or is he? We'd have to define bad guy. Like, is bad guy like difficult and super selfish? Like, is Francis going? And this is how I view the PFL. Is Francis going, hold on, it's a sinking ship. They gave me money, but I don't want to be associated with these losers.
You're not allowed. That's what a bad person would think.
Really?
You don't think so? Like he's like you got to at least fulfill your obligation.
Take the Africa thing out of it. Yeah. So let's say they didn't do the Africa thing. Yeah. It's just on pay.
Yeah.
So it's just fights in Vegas or whatever. And Francis like, dude, so you've already told me that you don't have an opponent for me. You can't find one. And now you want me to go on what? A press tour and promote what? What am I going to promote the PFL? You don't have any fighters. You have no future. Your TV right deal's up, I think, this year, which I don't know what ESPN's going to do because PFL does terrible number-wise. All signs point they're about to go under. So he might just be like, dude, it's a sinking ship. I don't want to be associated with it.
And I would agree with you if it was a local show, but PFL Africa to no
the
show.
Africa things, the Africa things
like,
where I'll give you where you're like, okay, that's just fucked up.
It's super fucked up. But the good
like
news
it's
for
finally
PFL,
in your country.
they sold out, dude. It's their first sellout show. And I mean, I don't know how many seats there were, but it's sold out, you know, which is
My question would be, how much were tickets?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know anything about African economy, dude. You know, like
I know it's not popping. You know, also, where was the fight chain? Can you bring it up? Yeah. Was it in like Uganda? Because
no, I feel like it was
in South Africa.
I think it was in Cape Town.
Well, that's different. If it's in Cape Town, there's money there, and it's more of a industrial. But if it was in like fucking,
they're like, this is the closest you're ever going to get to Dricus. It's this PFL fight, dude.
We didn't have a Dricus highlight video up.
But July was Cape Town.
Yeah,
that's big boy.
So they made some money
there. Yeah.
Do you know how many seats were in the arena that they sold out?
Grand West Arena.
That is a big. Can DDP get a fucking fight in fucking Cape Town?
I know.
Can you do that?
And PFL sold out there, dude?
Yeah.
He's got to be looking at Dana like, are you fucking serious?
7,000 to 5,000.
What is it?
5,000 to 7,000?
7,000 standing or 5,000 seated.
I mean, it's not a UFC show, but it's not like nothing.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
That ain't, the UFC ears aren't perking up when they sold out the arena. And they're like, well, no, it's like you guys sound out the Apex.
They sold out at half of what the Apex will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, what are they going to do? Like, anyway, I don't want to derail the Francis thing. I'm very curious, like, what they're, because, you know,
they'll just
Apex,
expand.
there's so much fucking land
They'll
out there.
expand. Yeah, that's all they're going to do, expand it.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome to have fights there. They control everything. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense business-wise, and expanding that, it's brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Francis.
So with Francis, are you willing to see? Have you met Francis?
I have not met Francis in person. I've, FaceTimed with him a couple of times and I was real close with his manager.
I know Markel really. He used to represent me at CA.
Yeah.
Markel's an awesome person.
I love that guy. I literally just talked to him and
he's awesome.
I sent him that article.
Yeah. So you know Markel. So I don't think Markel's going to represent a bad guy.
He doesn't represent him.
Whoa. When?
We can talk about that off camera. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Francis anymore. I'm just saying,
Markel's awesome.
Markel's the best, dude. I'm gonna hang out with him in 2 weeks when I'm out there for Craig Jones.
I can talk about it because Markel's my boy, but I'm pretty sure Francis left him after he got paid. He left him after the Fury fight, right? Or right before. It's like around that timing.
Yes,
he left him before too, though, didn't he? He left him for a while before, and then came back, and then okay.
Yep.
And then when he made life-changing money,
fairness, I've only heard
Markel figured out. Hold up, and Markel, I love Markel. Markel figured out the entire deal and stood by him. Francis left him.
Damn.
Are these not facts?
Yeah, facts. Left him, then came back when they had the Tyson fight for him. Then did the Tyson fight. I mean, I can't, dude. I just think that there's something.
All signs would point.
There's something missing in Francis's brain, like in terms of these people did this for me. I should probably reciprocate at the fucking baseline level.
You mean loyalty, bud?
Yeah, non-existent.
And that's what Dana has told me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say told me.
It breaks our heart. Like literally Francis's story. I fucking cried telling Francis's story to a stranger drunk in Cancun the day after the fucking Tyson Fury fight.
You're a real one.
I did, dude. I was trying to explain it to somebody.
This dude's way too into Francis.
Yeah.
You're like, he came from the mine?
I was like, dude, he's the fucking guy. Like, I was trying to explain it. And God, I got that Tyson Fury.
Everybody walked away.
That Tyson Fury fight.
What the fuck was going on there? Why'd he bust out his phone?
Oh, but I was just because I was just trying to explain to him, the guy, anyway, literally a female stranger on the beach in fucking Cancun. I was wasted, but
I get it. Fans are gonna, you did the Lord's work. We don't have much evidence to not say he's not a good guy.
I mean, it just the pattern of behavior is clearly he does.
The Markel thing's a huge red flag because Markel's the nicest, sweetest, smartest dude,
and he stood by him every time. The way Francis was able to get out of his UFC contract was they had to turn down millions of dollars at every single stage, and Markel advised him to do that.
Yes,
I know where Markel wasn't Markel's end of whatever. If the I know the big offer that Francis got was a $4 million base, which at the time was going to make him the highest paid fucking heavyweight at the time that they turned. Markel's end of that is what, dude? You think that it's not a big deal that you think it's not a big deal that he's like, let's not take it. We can go for it all. Yep. Like he put his entire fucking life on the line, his entire future on the line to ride with Francis and had faith that he would fucking win.
And Francis said, "Deuces."
And that's the Stipe fight, and then he did it again going into the fucking
which is going into the unknown,
the Gone one,
the Cyril Gone one.
And if he would have lost that fight, Dana would have buried him. Dude, I have a video of right after that fight, like as they were walking out, I rolled up and I saw Markel, because we've been talking constantly leading to this thing. And like, it's like my favorite video ever. We just like, my buddy filmed it. And I was like, I can't believe you got that on video.
Yeah, it's great.
And then after that, like Francis is like, well, I've found some kind of random reason that I can just represent myself or some weird shit. And then like, oh, you got the Tyson Fury fight? All right, cool. We'll do this. And then after that, it's like, oh, now I have this reason that now it's fucking insane. Yeah. It's insane.
It just sounds like he's not that loyal guy, and Dana alluded to that.
Yes.
So I think, bad person. Yeah, I don't know if he's a bad person. He may have some damage from the way he grew up, and he has trust issues. So I don't know if he's a bad person.
Definitely that.
Yeah. There's probably some trust issues there, and when it comes to business, he probably just, does it different.
Does it different.
Which isn't how most of us do it.
Yeah.
And by American standards, it's not good.
The Big Top Arena at Carnival City.
That's the second location for PFL Africa.
It looks 5, bigger than 5,000.
Why the fuck would you call it the Big Top? It only sits 5,000.
I don't know. It does look bigger. Maybe that's a different picture that they use.
It says the arena is part of a larger structure, which also includes a casino, restaurants, and other entertainment. Yeah.
Man, it looks like a big stadium.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Francis. But, my only thing is I can understand why Francis like, dude, this is a sinking ship.
I mean, of course.
But it's like, yeah, but they paid you, bud.
Yeah, they paid you, and you still are under contract with them. Where like the thing is, he has been paid $2 million of the 10 for a fight he has not even done yet.
Yeah, he's gonna so I do think with them being on CBS and this Paramount deal and this new money, I do think this gives a small chance, but I do think there's a glimmer of hope for the UFC to bring him back.
Oh God, please!
Even though Dana can't stand him, but with the shareholders and these other guys at the helm, they might be like, dude, we know you hate him. Let's do this. Like Tom Aspinall is a tough matchup for him.
Tom Aspinall, Francis, Jon Jones. Oh man. That changes everything about the heavyweight division.
Yeah, it'd be great.
It would be amazing.
It'd be great. Now, this one you said, I haven't seen this, says Conor McGregor promises to never cheat on Dee again.
Okay, so that story went all over the place. And so everybody was talking about it. I was like, Conor promises not to cheat on Dee. That's how they interpreted this, right? Like, so everybody's like, oh, they're at Bulgari, and he's like, I promise. And he's got her on his lap, so he's promising not to cheat again. And I'm like, I'm not sure that is necessarily how I would interpret that. However,
but he didn't say that.
Didn't say that. This is what he posted. And then like
his face says otherwise there. If you
go back to his
he
face.
Doesn't look stoked. Right now he's like,
yeah, that is kind of weird because usually he looks pretty happy when he's with her. Like
right there, he's like, promise.
Promise. Jesus, someone post this on the fucking Facebook and get it
over. So he's saying he promised never cheat on Dee again.
That's how people interpreted it. I just think like
he just says I promise.
Everybody has been, like in the articles about it, everybody's projecting on her that like when he hooks up with other chicks that he's like cheating on her. And when I covered this, I'm like, I honestly think that she's one of these chicks that has a powerful dude. And she's like, go out, taste every fucking flavor of ice cream in the world because she feels empowered by it. She's like, he fucks everyone, always comes home to me.
Yeah, there's that. And I know fighters that have that agreement. I know people, this is my circle that have that agreement. But there has to be some sort of agreement because she always defends him. She always has his back. So when people, are sending DMs being like, oh, this news, she's like, bitch, I know.
Yeah.
Like, trust me.
She's like, I'm the one that took that picture of his dick.
They've also, yeah, exactly. They've also, whose idea do you think was put the weights on it?
Yeah.
I think Dee and him have been together since they were kids.
Yeah.
So I think, he probably got to a level, he's like, babe.
Come on.
And she's like, yeah. Cool.
Do what you got to do.
She might be doing her own thing on the side, or women are different than men. She's like, I'm good, man. I'm gonna stay home with the kids.
Yeah.
Just don't bring that shit back home.
I mean, they have a lot of kids.
I know a fighter that the rule was they just can't stay the night.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's crazy to think about too, though, is like, if she really understands him, I didn't even think about this until just right this second. They've got a lot of fucking kids, dude. Yeah. That's a lot of, like, if she knows that he is a fucking fuck machine that's like, I have to be banging 3 times a day no matter what. She's like, I can't do it. She's like, go get it.
Yeah.
Just go get it.
It could be that. Here's the other thing. Who fucking knows?
No one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? It works for them. They look pretty fucking happy.
They always look happy.
Why would you give a flying fuck what Conor does with his dick? I've never understood that. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care either.
Even if he was fucking dudes on his side, like, okay, when's his next fight?
I'd be like, that's actually not that surprising somehow.
You'd probably give a hot take on it, but I would go, damn, that's crazy, and we'd make fun of it or whatever, but okay.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, dude.
Let me ask you this. If he came back to fight now, your level of excitement would be where compared to where it would have been a year ago? Because this is the first time ever where if he's coming back, I'm like, fuck, I don't think I care that much, dude. And that's like,
you say
crazy.
That now, but the build up, if he gave that hot promo and you saw some countdown footage of Conor and like he looks good and he's with the old team, he's with Jon, you'd be like, oh, buddy,
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
So right now, because it's like, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
So right now it's like, dude, he posts pictures hitting pads all the time. You're like, all right, we've seen this a million times. But if Dana announced like in whatever early next year, like Conor's made an eventing the White House card, we'd lose our shit.
For sure.
It's cool to say right now and hate on him, right? He's a lot of negativity in the news, stuff like that. We're like, dude, I'm so over him. Sure. If Dana, January 3rd, goes, huge fight announcement on CBS, live from the motherfucking White House in Washington, D.C.
On America's birthday.
On America's fucking birthday, on July 4th, your main event is Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, and your co-main event is Jon Jones versus fucking Tom Aspinall. Every person, no matter how you feel about Conor and Jon, would lose their shit.
Yeah. It's true.
So right now it's so far in the distance. We're like, dude, and I'm like, I don't care about him hitting mitts and all that shit. I love Conor. I don't agree with some of his shit he's done outside. None of that. Jon either. I love both of them. As far as a fight fan goes, dude, take my fucking money. Yeah. Here's the thing. Not only take my money, now it's fucking free.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. I would be stoked.
Yeah, if someone was like, hey, you have to watch this fight like strung up upside down by your ankles, and you have to like just be there for 6 hours waiting for the fight, I'd be like, fucking string me up, dude.
Say less.
I'm not missing that fight no matter what.
Say less.
Yeah.
So right now we're all kind of like, dude, I'm so over this Conor stuff. And I'm with you. I'm so over this Jon Jones stuff. I'm with you.
He's gonna be 38 by then.
Sure. He could be 45, dude.
Yeah.
And if they announce at the White House, I'm gonna be fucking crunk.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What do you think that's gonna look like in terms of what's the crowd look like? Are they going to do it on the
elites? It'll be super elites. Yeah. Super elites. Usually Rogan, if I call him, will give me a ticket to, front row.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough ticket.
Probably not.
That's a tough ticket. Dude.
That one, he'll be like, dude, no, I got fucking David Goggins or, some.
Yeah. He's like, George Soros is sitting behind me, dude.
He's like, bro, I had to get fucking Elon Musk in, dude. Yeah. No, I don't have fucking tickets for your dumbass. So I think it's that level.
It'll be like the current state apex, but at the White House. Be the most impossible ticket. Jeff Bezos will be there. Zuckerberg will be there.
If you're a terrorist, that's probably the one you want to get into.
Yeah.
Because this will be the most influential, most powerful people of all time at that thing. That's like UFC sphere, like UFC 300, whatever, like everyone wants to jack that off. I think this makes that look like a fucking random fight night.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
Dana's super pro-American, super Trump, right? This is at the White House. Will probably never be done again. I bet this card is the best card in UFC history.
Dude, Jon Jones.
The presentation, the production, the lineup, it's gonna be such an honor to fight there.
Yep.
That from the prelims up, it's gonna look like what we were used to, like UFC 100. It's gonna make UFC 100 look watered down.
Yep. And Jon Jones is fucking America, son.
Yeah,
Tom Aspinall, love the guy. But at that White House, Jon Jones is smart as fuck too. So the whole buildup, he's going to be doing everything draped in an American flag. When he comes out, it's going to, oh my God. That's the only problem is Conor's fucking Irish, you know?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
You
really
must
matter.
see TV.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But then also, you know, it could be a rough night for Americans too at the White House.
Yeah.
Like Conor, you know, Chandler probably has a good chance of winning, but Jon Jones, Tom, that's a tough and it's a tough. There's a reason John keeps turning it down. They offered him $30 million. This is guaranteed. Ariel reported this. He knows for a fact. The UFC offered John $30 million because John was like, "I want 30. So he goes, "I want Wilder money. I want Deontay." His exact words is, "I want Deontay Wilder money." The UFC at first goes, "You're fucking crazy." Then some money came in from the Middle East. They went, "We'll pay that $30 million." And the UFC call him was, "All right, bud, we're gonna call your bluff. We came up with the 30. We'll give you 30." And he goes, "I'm out." That's a fact, Jesse. He turned the fight $30 million down to fight Tom Aspinall. So when they say he's ducking him, that's why I went, ooh, 30 didn't get him out of bed?
Take that 30 and lose.
Then his legacy's tarnished.
30 million, dude. Oh, that's today? That shit came out today? Turned down 30 million? Shit, I know what I'm filming when I get home.
Ariel said that before, though, right?
But he said this on the, he like confirmed it. Yeah.
Okay, so
he said on, his show,
on Logan's show?
He went on Logan's and talked about it. Yeah, Ariel's great on there.
Yes, I don't like that word because I think it's disrespectful towards him, but I think he didn't want to fight him. And I think it was a calculated decision on his part. Why did you drag this out all the way until June when you knew you weren't going to fight him? He gave the UFC a number. I believe it's in the $30 million range for this fight, which, by the way, I think he deserves. Yeah. He didn't think that they would come up with the number. And they did. Oh, they did come up with the number, yes. And I believe that Saudi Arabia was involved. The big dogs were involved, right? And he said yes. And then 2 days later, 3 days later, whatever, he said, nah, on second thought, I'm out. What? And that's why when he announced his retirement, Dana said, he gave me his word. And then he went back on his word. Whoa. I think he was hoping that they would not meet the number. And then he could be like, hey, guys, I tried.
And Turkey was just like, no, we haven't.
And they met it.
Turkey's like, let me reach in my back pocket for 30.
The Ngannou fight in 2020. He threw out a massive number. They said no. And then the fight fizzled. This time they said yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That is wild.
Well, so I have a couple thoughts. Number one is, what kind of dough is Jon Jones sitting on? Good for him, dude. I think he actually saved his dough.
Yeah. With that stuff, he's smart.
I mean,
I think he cares more about his legacy than he does his bank account. That's what that is. Because he's not sitting on 30 mil. He's probably doing well.
He said he was making $5 a fight. He said he was coming when he was before his most recent contract, when he was talking about how he wanted to back up the Brinks truck for his Francis fight. So all his light heavyweight fights, he was making five total. And then he did his heavyweight. So then he had 2 heavyweight fights. He was getting paid a lot more. So let's say it's 12.
He's still over his craze, probably.
And he lives in Scottsdale. It's not that expensive.
So he probably 60, 70 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he might be sitting on like 30, 40.
20, 30, 40. Yeah.
He also said that he doesn't remember. We talked about it. He doesn't do anything other than nothing less than $100,000 for like speaking engagements.
He didn't leave his house signings. Yeah, $100,000.
Yeah.
A girl's like, I want you to crash your car. He's like, $100,000. Dude, I'll crash the fuck out of my car.
It's going to cost him $100,000 in lawyer fees.
Dude, that is, man, that.
I just think John, and it's smart too. Like he's like, all right, I'm a little older. I'm not moving great at heavyweight.
He's watching Tom.
Tom's like, a fucking animal. Also, we don't know much about Tom. I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to wait a little more. It's a tough fucking fight, man. Tough fight.
Dude, you don't get to fight 3 generations and never lose without being good at picking your opponents, even if you're as good as John.
But to that point too, if you no one's ever going to be better than John. You look at his run and strength of schedule; it's the best ever. And the time he was dominating, it's literally the hardest time ever to be a UFC fighter. It was my same time period, not a big deal. But it was impossible. Yeah. And he fought all comers, some of them twice.
Yeah.
DC, Gustafsson, who are amazing fighters. DC and Gustafsson would dominate right now.
Oh yeah.
John schooled them.
Yeah.
So John's the best to ever do it. So I'm with Ariel. Ducking such an extreme way to say it. I think it was more of a calculated being like, not right now. Let's have Tom fight some guys, see how he looks, And then once we have more footage on him, so I can pick up tendencies, because right now he's never been out of the first round.
Yeah.
So let's see, and then I'll come back, because the 30's there. I think it's more. I don't think ducking. You can't call the greatest of all time, say he's ducking anybody. I don't think that's fair and super disrespectful. I think it's a calculated turning down of the fight. That's what it is. Calculated going. This guy looks really good. He's in his prime. I'm clearly not. I don't know much about him, man.
Yeah.
Let's see how he does with Cyril, which we're not going to learn a lot from that. Let's see how he does against some of these other guys, and then I'll do it. I think eventually Jon would do it, but it has to be in the next year. It would have to be like the White House card. But I think even that White House card, it could be this where Jon's still like, I'm not fighting Tom, dude, but I'll fight Alex Pereira, and that's a gangbuster fight too.
For sure.
You know. Because I think Alex will be on the White House card too.
You might get to learn a little bit about Aspinall in that Gon fight in terms of, let's see how a front kick keeps him at distance. You know, because that's like one thing that Gon does that Jon also does well is uses those uses front kick and kind of manage distance. That's the only thing I could think of. And like if Aspinall just navigates that incredibly easy, because he's never fought anybody that really does that. I'm grasping at straws for what Jon or what you're going to find out about Tom, because he's just steamrolled everybody.
I'll tell you the pressure on Tom in that Gon fight, the pressure of him winning, we all expect it. He's a big favorite. The pressure on him is, can you look more impressive than Jon did against Gon?
That's going to be tough.
But he has to.
Yeah.
So the comparison right now, because they're not fighting, is, all right, Tom, you guys are fighting the same guy. He's a fucking French blue belt, which is a white belt here in America. It ain't shit. Okay, so the guy doesn't know how to grapple. You're this black belt. You grew up your dad owned a jiu-jitsu school. So the pressure is you got to beat Gon. That's a given. You got to do it more impressively than Jon did. That's his pressure. That's what he's going to that fight with. And if he knocks him out, if he's like, fuck grappling, watch this. And he throws that kick, he fucking parries it and knocks him out in 30 seconds. That's just going to build.
Dude.
And then also Jon learns nothing.
Yeah.
Jon goes, fuck.
Yeah. If he stretches Gon with like a punch, that would be bananas.
And then this Middle Eastern investor, these guys, these sheiks who have all this money, you don't think they're going to go, well, hold on, the fight we want to see in Abu Dhabi or where the fuck they're at, we want Francis. And then Dana's going to go, no, fuck that guy. He wants too much money. You're like, no. You're not listening to us. We want Francis, so get it done.
Yeah.
We'll
buy him out of his PFL contract.
100%.
PFL probably sell him for $1.
Oh, PFL's like, dear God, take him.
Yeah, we don't want to pay him that $8 million, dude.
So just cover what we owe him.
Cover the $2 million.
And whatever you guys agreed to. And those guys print money, so they're going to pay that. So I would assume you see Tom versus Francis way before you see Tom.
That would be amazing.
And then that would get Jon out of bed.
Yeah, that's true, dude. If Francis beats Tom, then you get Jon Jones.
Mm-hmm. Or they just fuck over Tom and go Jon versus Francis. That's the fight we've asked for years. It was supposed to happen. Jon fucked around with that.
They call it the BMF belt. They're like the big motherfucker belt.
The big motherfucker belt. Yeah. So we'll see, dude.
Hey,
but that UFC White House, Dana confirmed it. It's 100%. And here's where, signs point to it's going to be the greatest card of all time. Jon Jones and Conor both got back in the testing pool.
Yep. Hey, dude, that absolutely could be why they are doing that. By the way, I saw a clip of you looking for a vanity plate. Did you see the one that I texted you yesterday? You were looking for some vanity plate about UFC.
For my ZR1, yeah.
UFCTE.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah.
What is another one? Someone put CT4 ZR1.
CT4
CTE4 ZR1 because that's be 7. So CT number 4 ZR1.
Wait, it has to be 7?
Yeah.
UFCTE.
Well, you could do UFC4 ZR1.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you sure it has to be 7?
I'm pretty sure, doesn't it, Chin?
I don't know shit about vanity plates.
Because you won't see any vanity plates that are like, yo.
Yeah.
You want like
Jesse OF. They're gonna be like Jesse's OnlyFans.
Like that guy must show his cock.
Yeah. No, license plates do not universally require number of characters. License plates say
Let me see it. Oh, hold on. It says something
In Texas, for example, the transition to 7 character plates was due to exhaustion of 6. So in Texas, it has to be 7.
Okay, there you go.
But you can use a star. So you go
just symbols.
UFC star CTE.
You go star UFC TE star.
I like CT 401.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, that one's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what do you think about UFC 319 this weekend, dude? Who do you got?
I'm so stoked for it.
Yeah.
I'm
fired up,
fucking
dude.
stoked. I think it's the best middleweight title fight since the Kelvin Gastelum and Izzy just at middleweight, to me, is top 3 fights of all time. So I think it's on that level. I think it's on the level of Hendo Shogun.
Yeah. They're
Now-
both undefeated in the UFC.
Yeah, dude.
And Dricus I think Dricus' loss is 1 million years ago.
Yeah. I think he has one loss, right?
I think he was like one.
It was early on.
1-1, and then so
2
he
losses.
lost. How did he lose? He lost. Go back down.
The very first one?
That one, he got guillotined in 2014, means nothing. Okay, go up, and then he got knocked out once.
That guy's a monster from KSW.
In,
He's a
2018.
Yeah, and it was fight of the night, so it was back and forth. He got caught. And then since then, he was like, say less, and went on a fucking tear.
8-year run. And let me see. So like TKO. So decision was the last one, but that was clear. Okay, so Izzy, and then, man, dude, good for him, dude.
Yeah, I think it's the best middleweight matchup, especially for a belt in, I don't know, in how long, dude. I can't fucking wait. And here's the thing, you know me, I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong, right? I always make predictions. This one I cannot predict. I don't know what to tell you. I don't, because I went to Khamzat's camp, right? I flew out to Newport, got an inside look at Khamzat's camp, and I was like, holy fuck, he's good. Unreal, dude.
Who is he?
I won't give names, but world class Division I national championships, gold medalists,
And he's
wrestlers.
running him over.
Buddy, toying with him. Oops. Where the coach was like, hey, because I've seen him go. I'm like, all right, he's holding his own. And his coach, in whatever language he speaks, Chechenian, goes, hey, pick it up. Let's get going here. And he looks at his coach and goes, okay. And just fucking.
Twisted him up.
Oh, my God. And I was like, wait. What the fuck is going on here? His cardio, insane.
Wait, Khamzat's.
Yeah, that's
He's a
kinda surprising
minus
to me.
245 favorite. Khamzat is. Dude, didn't Dricus do like a grappling thing where he submitted like
All black belts.
all black belt, like, and
One after the other.
like 6 guys or something like that?
So yeah, he did. So this is the fight. Like, so this thing goes one of 2 ways, I think. Khamzat is as good as advertised. The hype is real, and he submits him in the first round. Goes in there, and even though DDP, we hear all these crazy stories, and he just goes in there, and Khamzat, and I've seen him do it to world-class guys, is like, cool, you grapple, and you beat all those Gracie Baja guys, check this out, and just fucking mollywops him, breaks his fucking jaw, and it's in 2 minutes. We're like, holy fuck, this is insane. I think that's worst case scenario. But let's say he does that. You're like, holy fuck. Or Khamzat comes out and is applying that pressure, doing his thing. He might get DDP down, but DDP's a big, sturdy dude. He's getting to his feet, survives that first round. Like, okay, what do we got here? Second round. So I think Khamzat, I can see this happening. Khamzat wins like the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And then that 4th round, even though his cardio is great, but he's not DDP. DDP's just, you can't beat him. He's just an absolute winner. I think DDP's the toughest guy we've ever had in the octagon.
Yeah.
Mentally wise, I think he's as tough as they come. Physically, as tough as they come. So those first 2 rounds, he's down. You're like, holy fuck, Khamzat's beating the shit out of him. But he's not finishing him.
Yeah.
And then that 3rd round, the title starts to change. You're seeing legs.
Just like the Kamaru fight.
You see it. That 4th round, DDP gets a takedown.
Yeah.
You got this big dude on top of you. He's landing him ground and pound, and then he chokes him out.
Yeah.
I could see one of those 2 things happen.
Look at that picture of his his chokes hurt, I bet, dude.
Yeah, he's a fucking.
His chokes hurt bad, dude.
Yeah,
he's a fucking monster.
Now, I can guarantee you DDP gets taken down. I will guarantee you he gets taken down first round. Unless he's on the outside and just avoiding altogether. My big question is, so what got Khamzat to the dance is being this fucking Chechenian fucking hurricane in the first round.
Yeah.
Might be the toughest guy to fight in the first round. Him or Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
And the records show that. Does Khamzat know that DDP is so durable where he's like, all right, this first 2 rounds, I'm gonna exchange with him. I'm gonna keep it on the feet and not tire myself out. Because then I think he absolutely loses.
I was going to say, I don't think you should do that.
No,
Yeah.
if I'm Khamzat, I go, no, what are you doing? No, you're doing what got you to the dance. We got here salsa dancing. We're not going to switch to the walls. If you're going to salsa dance, fucking go for him.
Yeah.
So I assume he does that.
Yeah.
But guys, you know how it is. You look at some guys switch it up, man.
Dude,
some guys just switch it up.
I think the first round is a nightmare for anyone against Khamzat, and I think the 4th and 5th round is a nightmare for Khamzat if anybody gets there. Just like
to your point, it's a nightmare fighting Khamzat in the first round. I think he's the toughest guy to fight in the first round. Opposite of that, I think DDP's the worst guy to go to the 4th and 5th round.
Yeah.
He doesn't really get tired. He's sturdy as fuck.
Figures shit out.
He's unconventional.
Yeah.
He figures out. He's a smart fighter, smart IQ, can grapple. He's hard to take down later in the rounds. He punches like a Mack truck, even when he's not trying. So one guy's great in the first round, one guy's great in the 4th and 5th. So it's like who imposes their game plan the best?
Yep.
For the first time.
And DDP,
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know either. DDP does not. It's like there are certain guys that can get touch, get like in bad spots grappling, and they never start doubting themselves at all. And like he's one of those guys that like even when he's losing, he's just thinking in his head, he's like, this guy's gonna get tired.
I'll tell you this though, with those odds of DDP being the dog here, I would never bet against DDP.
Fuck, plus 200. I was just thinking, I'm like, fuck.
Plus, if I was going to put money on the fight, and again, I have no idea how this is going to go down. I have no clue. Either guy can win, but just because to me, it's so close, I'm betting on whether it's Khamzat was the underdog or DDP's the underdog. I'm putting my money on the underdog.
Me too. And 2-1 underdog money is crazy. 2.5 favorite is bananas.
Insane. That fight is so good. That's what makes it good. I don't know. I don't know. I can't fucking wait, dude. That's rare for me.
You got to be nervous if you get Khamzat on your back after you get him on your back after what he did to fucking Robert Whittaker's jaw, and you're like, dude, he starts sliding his thing across your teeth, and dude, it's like,
I'm not saying anything that you can't pick up on watching tape on Khamzat. I'm sure DDP knows this. He does this thing where he'll shoot from way far out where and going to a knee, which is a no-no because they just put all their weight and then you're in some trouble. He does this thing where he shoots from so far out to a single.
And he grabs the ankle sometimes too.
He grabs the ankle, but he goes to a deep single and he knows you're going to sprawl. He doesn't want the takedown. He's doing it. You sprawl just to transition to get your back and then he goes to work. Mm-hmm. I've never seen a single person, these are world-class guys I'm talking about, who could defend it. Anytime he wanted to get to the back, he got to their back. Based off that. So he has a game plan where he shoots for a low single. You're going to sprawl. All good. Sprawl. He's just going to comes around. Yep. The highest level grapplers could not stop it. And then he's just beating the shit out of you. He gets there and he's just seatbelt and beating the fuck out of you and then breaking you down, beating the shit out of you, breaking you down. You get up, he's on your back, breaking you down. That's his game plan. Shoot, back, punch, breakdown.
Yeah.
Up, breakdown. Up, breakdown.
Yeah.
Up, breakdown, submission.
Yep. Oh my, I'm keeping my chin tight. Break your teeth. Oh.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
You know?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how you stop it. Now, I also don't know how you beat DDP. I don't know.
No one's shown us the game plan there.
Because he's this outlier where if my son was like, Dad, I want to be a UFC fighter. Can you show me the middleweight champion of the world? I'm like, oh, you don't want to watch him. Now you want to watch him for his tenacity, his toughness, but technically, technique-wise, it's not really how you're supposed to do it.
He's doing it on purpose.
Fucking works for him.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
Throwing this rhythm off. Yeah, like you're playing whatever the B note. He's in D, and we don't really know how to adapt to it.
There's no one who can prepare you for him, and also there's no patterns to catch. He's like the exact opposite type of striker as like a Peter Yan. Peter Yan. He's gonna throw like it's though that like really crisp. He's doing it intentionally, the kind of the way that like people would have trouble with like Nate or like any of these really unorthodox guys, except he's doing it very intentionally.
Yes, and it's so awkward. And there's only one DDP. Like there's not. I don't know if you even tried to mimic it. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you would do. So for Khamzat, I think, and I saw this. It's more about his team's like, we're focused on Khamzat. We don't give a fuck what DDP is doing. We know he's awkward. We're not even trying to bring in a guy for that. We're trying to bring in guys who can stop Khamzat's grappling, and we can't find anybody. We haven't found a single person. Mm-hmm. And we've brought in world-class guys, and we can't find anybody to stop this.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
And
they're saying if that guy's not stopping it, we don't give a fuck about DDP, Tom Aspinall, Alex Pereira, Jon Jones. If these world-class guys aren't stopping it, those guys aren't stopping it, and that's what we're focused on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And whoever wins this fight, I think, has the best opportunity, no matter who it is, DDP, Khamzat, whoever wins this fight is going to be a fucking major superstar, because I think for the first time, we've talked about it, but I think for the first time, you're going to actually have one of these two guys legitimately be the first closest we've seen being a 3-division champion. Middleweight, lightweight, heavyweight. And for Khamzat, DDP can't. Khamzat might be able to go to 170 because he's fought there before.
Yeah.
So Khamzat could even do 170, 185, 205. DDP can go 85, probably should be a 205er if he's doing it right. And then heavyweight's even.
Have you met him in person?
No.
Me neither.
He's massive.
He's really big, huh?
Did you see the video of them seeing each other at the fucking whatever?
Yeah, I did.
Khamzat looked way bigger.
Yeah. Camera was behind Khamzat.
Yeah, that's.
But he did. He looked big. I've been right next to Khamzat, and Khamzat's tall, dude. He's much taller than I expected. He's not tall compared to you. But for a 170-pound fighter, because he had just fought Gilbert Burns.
See, for 170, you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
For 85, I went, he's about normal.
Yeah.
Now, I've never seen DDP in person, but from the picture of him next to Bisping, I'm like, Jesus Christ. But when I was with Khamzat in person, I didn't walk away going, God damn, he's massive.
It surprised me how tall he was, because he had just fought against Gilbert Burns. You know, like he was at he was at the airport with we were literally like just right next to him at the airport.
For 170,
he's probably 6'2".
Yeah. Yeah.
$170.
Yep. Again, another reason why I would, if you had to lean towards something, I'd lean DDP, because I've never seen him waver. Ever. So if you remember back, and this is a knock on Khamzat, this is just, I'm trying to come up with a reason why who's going to win the fight, so I'm reaching here. But remember in Khamzat during COVID-19, he got COVID, and he had it affected his lungs. He had long-lasting COVID, and he said, I'm thinking about retiring.
Yep.
DDP could have AIDS, like full-blown AIDS, and he wouldn't even mention the word retirement.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm and this is a stretch. So I'm looking for, because if it does get to the 4th and 5th round, which good fucking luck, if it gets that 4th and 5th round, you literally have to kill DDP. We haven't seen a trace of evidence that there's any wavering or quit whatsoever.
No, yeah.
With Khamzat, like the Gilbert Burns, the Kamaru Usman, a little bit, if those were 5 rounds, especially the Kamaru, you're like, that's not great. But also, to Khamzat's defense there,
it's Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, but also, he's compromised at 170. His cardio, he was dealing with that long
Against
COVID.
Kamaru was 85.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, but he was dealing with that long COVID. So, but all that stuff's gone. So maybe he's just a different animal now. All I'm saying is we've seen Khamzat be put in these compromised positions.
He looks big right there, dude.
He looks big right there.
His back looks thick.
But again, the camera angle.
Look at how he's standing, dude. He's a fucking animal.
They're both fucking monsters.
Yes. I can't wait to watch this fucking fight, dude.
It's the best.
I can't wait. What other fights do you care about on here? I mean,
I'm a big Aaron Pico fan.
I know you are.
I think it's such a tough matchup for him, because if you look at Aaron Pico's resume, he hasn't fought anybody remotely close to Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not only is it your first fight, but it's fucking Murphy, dude.
They threw him into the deep end for sure.
Which they should. But it's such a tough fight for him. So, and again, Murphy would beat his entire resume in the same night.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a different animal in Murphy, and who's undefeated. So he was supposed to fight Mozart.
Go to Murphy's record. And how old is he?
We'll see right here.
91. Okay.
34 years old.
He's in his prime. But he's beat Josh Emmett, Dan Ige, Edson Barboza.
He's got a lot of fucking creativity to his strikes too. Like he's like, man.
So I'm rooting for Aaron Pico. I never root for the guys when they come from another organization. I just don't. I usually hate on them, but I love Aaron Pico.
Yeah.
This is such a tough test, and it's his first fight in the UFC, and it's on a major card. It's just, there's a lot of pressure, and fucking Murphy's a disaster for him.
He had a couple like stumbles early too when there was all that pressure. I mean, it was a long time ago.
They pushed him way too early.
And so like it was like, oh, this is the fucking guy. And then he lost,
Yes.
and then it was like,
I was working for Bellator at Madison Square Garden. I said Aaron Pico is our LeBron James, meaning he's like the next freak, and then he gets fucking starched.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well. Then like, all right, back to Brendan. I'm like, okay, well, maybe on the next LeBron. He's fucking big.
24 seconds too.
Yeah, he gets starched.
Yeah. That's a rough start, dude.
Yeah, not great. But, he's learned. He's come back, and now he's with that Jackson team. So he's
It's a long time ago.
Long time ago, dude.
He hasn't lost aside from an injury since 2019. Yeah, dude, that's a lot of wins in a row.
He's been starching dudes. So again, I'm rooting for Aaron Pico. It's such a tough matchup for him. It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Now it could have been worse. It could have been Mosarf, which is even worse.
What's his what's the line on that fight?
I think Aaron Pico's favored. But again, you got to realize the guys making these odds
Pico
really don't know shit.
Minus 180.
I agree that they don't know shit if they got fucking Khamzat at a minus 245. Like, that's fucking crazy to me.
That Carlos Pratas fight versus Jeff Neal's fantastic. Jared Cannonier, Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page at 85 to me is so exciting. Jared Cannonier, that could go two ways because Michael Venom Page is really a naturally 170er. He's so creative and fast at 85, and Jared Cannonier's not the fastest cat, and he's older. I think Jared Cannonier's like 41, 40. So I can see Michael Venom Page lighting him up like a Christmas tree. I can also see Jared Cannonier using his size and just making a boring-ass fight.
Yeah, it could look a lot like that, the Holland fight against Page.
Yeah, where it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing goes one of two ways.
Yeah.
Jared's 41.
Yeah.
I mean, these two, like right off the bat, I'm like, if you want to bet, I don't even bet really, but these seem like the best bets.
100%.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
your parlay would be DDP and Murphy.
Yeah.
If you want to make
That's
money.
going to pay out big.
You put 100 down, you're talking about.
600 probably.
Yeah,
if,
dude.
if you bet two guys that are.
And
plus
I'm not
21,
saying
54.
DDP is going to win. I'm not saying Murphy's going
It's
to win.
just
I'm just saying as far as matchup wise,
gambling.
those are
great
could go
value
either
bets.
way. So I'm going to take
Yeah.
the fighter that's going to make me the most money. That's all it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
But dude, I can't fucking wait, brother.
Yeah, me too.
I
dude.
can't wait, big dog.
Me neither. What are you doing for the fights? Just watching at your house?
I only watch at the crib. I gotten really close with all my neighbors and like, oh, you gonna have like a thing for UFC 319? I'm like, no, because I'm not. No. You guys don't know me. No. When it comes to that,
Yeah.
I'm with my wife, my in-laws, and because they know how I am, and I have my Diet Cokes loaded up, and I watch the fights. I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah, and I don't want to feel like I want to shut it down. I don't want to have to kick you guys out. Like
No. Yeah. I don't want to turn this asshole where I kick you out for the main event.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to do a podcast because they're super casuals. Like,
Yeah.
they'll be the one like, oh, is Conor fighting Logan Paul? I'm like, it hurts my feelings,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if they're like, this DDP guy any good? I don't have to like break it down.
Yeah.
Is Khamzat from Chicago? You're like, well, fuck me in the face.
No, he's definitely not.
Yeah,
No.
he's fighting there.
wait. They're saying he's from Sweden. You're like, he's from Chechnya.
Oh God.
He trained there. Just never a fucking mind.
Yeah, so I don't get into it. So I'm just like, oh no, I used to our family thing. I'll see you guys on Sunday.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, that's weird. I'm like, and my wife be like, trust me, you don't want to come over. It's
Yeah.
not fun. Yeah.
Do you watch at your house, Jesse, or do you go out?
I watch it at my house usually.
Okay.
Yeah. If I ever have people over there, like jujitsu guys who fucking know.
They
what
know
they're
their
watching.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't wait, brother. I appreciate
Yeah,
it, man.
same,
Another
man.
one in the books, brother.
Let's do
I
it.
love doing these with you, man.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
fun,
fun.
man.
Well, that's it for War Report UFC 319. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Brendan Schaub. That's my boy, Jesse. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, do all the thing. We love you guys. Enjoy the fights this Saturday.
Peace.
What's up, guys? I'm giving away the Ultimate Ram TRX with over $50,000 in upgrade. This is one of one. You won't find another TRX on the road, or a truck for that matter, like this truck that I've built. It has over $50,000 in upgrades, and this truck could easily be yours. All you gotta do is go to drivefastallgas.com, pick up some merch, you're automatically entered to win. It's that easy. Good luck.